Ugh. Hi. Okay, I've got a couple of you on. How's everybody doing? Am I too loud? Well, let's get a few more people in here and I'll talk about what's really going on. So I've got about 5 of you. Hi, Kathy. Um, Good. Thanks for that. You're tired. You worked today, huh? Hi, Sister Shava. If anyone wants, there's Merlin. Merlin's here with me. He's perched right beside me. But I guess you can have a second person on there, but I don't really think that that's necessary. But I know he's so big. He, wants to be maybe not on camera, but maybe near the camera. Hey, Larry. Hola. Hi, guys. It's so nice to have, some people with me. I wish that this was more like a Zoom meeting where I could see what y'all are doing. Thanks, sis. I really appreciate that. And Pandora is hanging out here too. I actually put not just eyeshadow on, but lipstick. It's the first time I've worn lipstick in how long? So I'm wearing some. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I've got about 13, 12 of you on. So I'll start getting into it. If you guys have any questions or anything along the way, I will do my best to answer them. Honestly, if I can't, hey, honey, sister, hey, Trix. There might be things that I can't really answer because it involves someone else, or I'm going to try not to use names here. Hey, T-Bones. So I did take a few notes, but I didn't prepare a statement or anything. But I just so you know, I am wearing pants, but I was tempted not to. So in this live, I am a sister of perpetual indulgence. I am inactive at the moment. My house is in San Francisco, so being here in Indiana, I'm not really active except around prides. Hey, Jason. I'm only active necessarily around prides or when I go to San Francisco, and with COVID, I haven't faced up since Pride last year. So, but I am once a sister, always a sister, so they say, and I'm in good standing as far as I know. But I am a sister, but I am not speaking. Squeak. Thanks, Sister Fanny. I'm not speaking for the sisters in this live. I'm speaking as Trisha, even though I am a sister. This is not really about the sisters, except that it might affect my work or whatever, or my ability to do work. So I'm not speaking for the order. I would rather not be talking about this at all, to be honest with you. I've wanted this to go away, but it hasn't, and I have taken the high road for, depending on the issue, 3 years or 5 years. And it hasn't gone away. In fact, it's gotten worse. And so I've taken the high road, and I haven't really spoke on this, and even still, I'm not planning on naming names or anything, only to talk about who I am and what I believe in and that sort of thing. So, there are some allegations about me that have been made. This all started a few years ago. My ex is married, and that's fine. Who cares? I don't know her. I've never met her. I sent him a text wishing them well. But about 3 years ago, she started attacking me online, and I was minding my own business 2,000 miles away, and my phone started blowing up with screenshots, and there were people who were telling her to take these things down because they were things that weren't true, things that happened during, like, that would have happened during our relationship that had nothing to do with her. Thanks, Jason. It's a good thing. Because, yeah, she did add a lot of my friends, of course, because they're his friends as well. And so there's been a lot. I mean, it's just like every so often she inserts herself into my life. And I have told her, I'm 2,000 miles away. We were broke up. We've been broke up for 5 years. So there's no reason for her to feel threatened or insecure in any way. He and I are not talking until, like, this incident. We did exchange a couple messages that weren't great. So anyway, and people will send me screenshots of whatever she's saying. I mean, this is somebody that talked about me at her wedding reception, and also tried to join the sisters, and that made me a little uncomfortable, but I, again, took the high road. I didn't talk about it at the time. I mean, a few people knew it, people close to me, but I never talked about it publicly. I don't talk about him publicly. I don't talk about her publicly. I mean, because they're not a part of my life, and I'm not a part of theirs. They're living their life. I'm in Indiana. And so I've just kind of, like I said, tried to take the high road, but I get upset sometimes when I hear she's saying things that'll make me shake. And see, you see, that's a sister chiming in that says she chose to leave. She chose to leave her process. It had nothing to do with me. Sister can confirm that we never discussed her process at all. I knew it was going on. I knew it was going on before I went to San Francisco the last time. And I knew it wasn't for the right reason. I mean, it's like you're with somebody, and see, you can see Jamie there. She was her big sister. And if you're in a relationship, you don't have to do everything that his ex did, forge your own path. So, I was a singer, so you don't have to let everybody know that you can sing too. And I was a sister, so you don't have to become a sister. So it made me uncomfortable because we do consider ourselves related, and I didn't really want to be I didn't want her in my life. I don't want her in my life. I don't want to be making this life. I don't want to be talking about her. And I don't know if it's jealousy or just some insecurity in herself. There's nothing to be jealous about. He and I are not on speaking terms because of all this. I'm 2,000 miles away, and it was a pretty definitive breakup. So when I was getting ready to go to San Francisco, I found out she was, going to be there and she was going to be around, and I was a little nervous about it, and because I knew I would have to see her and him, and I just wasn't comfortable. And there were events that they were both at. I was in the room with both of them, and we didn't speak. We didn't greet each other, and I ignored her. I didn't make a scene. I would say that a few San Francisco sisters knew what was going on. And people that I'm close to knew what was going on. And then, so, and when I left the Easter, or I left the red dress party, we drove away, and I cried. So, because it was just like, this is my thing, this is my family, and why would you intrude on that, you know? And I could, you know, I was like, I could be wrong. She could have an authentic calling, but I just didn't think so. So, and then Easter, again, they were around, and I was talking to a sister, and he kind of interrupted to talk to that sister too, and, hi, Megan, you know, and he didn't greet me, and that was fine. I just proceeded to eat a lot of puppy chow, and I got really stoned, but it's legal in California. Anyway, so that was how I dealt with it, and me and Jamie, who's here on the thread, we were talking, and you know, we have talked about this several times, or we've talked to back it up. Jamie and I have talked several times by DM, and we talk about, or we're on each other's threads. I never mentioned her name, not one time, until Friday. Friday, I was sent screenshots where she was saying that I made a private Facebook group to bash them, and that I was advocating for the death of her son. And I called her hooker or something, which I didn't do either. And I need to categorically say that this is not true. The reason I'm going live is because I want you to look me in the face and know that I have never advocated for any child to be harmed. I love trans people. I don't want anything to happen to them. I am not in love with my ex anymore. You know, sometimes it still hurts what he did to me and how he treated me, but we're over. There's no reason for this to go on. There is no Facebook group that exists that I know of. And if I saw somebody else calling for the death of her child or any child, I would call that out. I would report them. If someone is doing that, all they have to do is be reported, and they're taken off the platform. I'm still here. Okay? So what has happened subsequently is I've lost friends. She's lost friends. Other people have gotten involved for the good and for the bad. I've been threatened. I have been told that if I make this live, that my Facebook will be shut down, and the FBI will be at my door in any minute. And it's how many minutes? I can't, there's no clock now. I'm sorry, I'm shaking. The FBI would be at my door. There was another person that stuck up for me, and that person was threatened. So yeah, and now today I'm being called a Nazi, and this is not, my ex isn't the one who's doing this, nor his wife, as far as the threats. It's not them. It's a friend of theirs. And if I go live, my account will be shut down, the FBI will be here, and my life will be ruined. So you see this gal on my line here, named Jamie. We've had many talks, and she can affirm everything is true. Yep, he is spinning out of control. It's all true. I have screenshots that I'm willing to share. I will block names out, because if you've noticed, I haven't mentioned any name. I'm not doing this to try to cause anybody harm. I don't want anybody bothering them. No one needs to message them and say anything bad to them. That's not my intention. I don't want any bad for them. But last night, Jamie helped me come to some realizations. And part of the realization is that I was not honest when the breakup happened, because a lot was happening at the same time. We were we were living in San Francisco, and we were fighting with our landlord. We didn't know if we were going to win our case or be evicted. I was having a lot of pressure at work, and it'll stir it up more. Well, yeah, I mean, this whole, yeah. Even me doing a live might stir it up, but please don't reach out to them, because I'm really not trying to intrude on their life, I promise. I'm just trying to clear my name. But when we broke up, I had a breakdown. That's the only way that I can describe it. I went to the doctor and I shook and cried so hard that they took me off work because my blood pressure was so high. They thought I was going to stroke out, and I was off work for 6 months. And I was going to what was called rapid symptom recovery, because they were afraid I was going to kill myself, even though I wasn't saying I'm going to kill myself. I have scars on my arm. I don't know if you can see them, where I burned myself with cigarettes to get through the pain. I was on all sorts of anti-anxiety meds. It was a mess, and only part of it was the breakup. But it was a big part of it, because I was with him for 10 years, and it broke my heart. And when he started dating a friend of mine, it just about killed me. So yeah. So, and I do try to laugh as much as I can through this, even though I'm like, I've been super upset. But anyway, so Jamie and I worked through some of this last night, and I realized that part of the reason why I'm having problems and had problems was because I wasn't authentic. I didn't talk about the abuse that I went through, because I cared about him so much, and I wanted to work it out for the longest time, but I didn't talk about the abuse that I was going through. But I have the screenshots, and I have recordings in my photo bucket of some of the things I went through, because I figured people wouldn't believe that he was capable of these things, because everybody thought he was such a good guy. But I wasn't public about what I was going through. Here I was, I'm a domestic violence advocate, and I was going through some again. And it was really hard. And I lied to people that I care about very much, and told them it didn't happen, or I took the blame on myself, because I didn't want them to look at him badly, and I wanted to work things out, which was, I don't know what, I wasn't in my right head at the time. So when I moved from our apartment to my next apartment, I took him with me, which was a big mistake. And because instead of being grateful for me I paid for the deposits, and I paid for the movers and all that stuff, he wasn't grateful. He was vicious, actually. And he was dating a friend of mine, and sleeping in my bed for a few months, because the roommate hadn't moved out, and so he couldn't. And then eventually he did. Like 3 months later, he moved down the hall. But he was just super mean to me all the time, and I couldn't talk about it with people. Like, I mean, there were a few people that knew, like my best friend knew, and another friend, but up until a couple months before I left San Francisco, I still wanted to work things out with him. But so what happened was, I couldn't take it anymore, and I asked him to leave, and he refused. He said he lives there too, and whatever. So it would be up to the master tenant to kick him out. And so, and my sister Shauna can verify this as well. I got really upset one day, and I called her and I said, "Can we make this happen in 2 weeks?" And she said, "Yeah, we'll figure it out." So, and I went and I quit my job the next day, and it was like 2 weeks and 2 days later, I was gone from San Francisco. It happened that fast. So I moved back home to Indiana, and then I started dealing with what I had been through. I was in a lot of denial when I was in San Francisco about our relationship and what was really happening. Um, yeah, and then when I moved here, it's quiet and I have a house to myself, and I started realizing, wow, I don't have to tip around on tiptoes anymore. I'm not worried about someone lashing out at me because they're so wasted all the time. So, anyway, I'm being honest about that now. It's late in the game. But I feel like maybe things haven't worked out for me because I haven't been honest, and it's weighed on me. But now that they're calling me, saying that I want to kill trans people, are you fucking kidding me? I love trans people. Hi, Apollo. Hi, Michael. Love you too. I love trans people. I think living your truth is a beautiful thing. Here I am finally living mine. But it's not like that. I mean, they have a challenge that most of us can't understand. And so I'm in their corner. And, trans kids are awesome. But, people are saying I'm canceled in San Francisco. And that I shouldn't come back to town because, I want to kill trans people. And I'm like, none of that is true. Again, I just need to say, I mean no child harm. There is no Facebook page that I am aware of that is dedicated to bashing them. Like, who cares? They are not that important, in my opinion, to have a Facebook page about. And thank you, David. I don't have a Facebook page about them. I don't want anything bad to happen to their kid. In fact, he was tweeting this summer something about the kid, and they were raising money for this. And I retweeted it and said, hey, if you can throw a few bucks this way, do it. I don't want anything to happen to their kid. And, I don't think it's a bad thing to be a hooker, so why would I call her one, I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't been snarky a couple times along the way, especially about my ex. But I don't hate them. Even now, thanks, Leon. I appreciate that. And there's somebody I used to date, and we're still friends, even though we had a wild ride. Yeah, I'm a super supporter of the LGBTQI community. It's like, that's my calling. And that's the only reason I'm addressing this, is because I'm a sister. And that's what we do, is we stand up for, marginalized people, and we do all sorts of things for the trans community. And I have trans sisters. So, I want nothing bad for anybody in the trans community. I will help them, anyone, however they need, and I always will. Yeah, I'm a sarcastic bitch sometimes, but like I said, even now, I don't hate either one of them. And so the other thing is, yeah, we are, well, you would think that, Abby Lou, but I lost a friend of 15 years who I saw the screenshot that she commented on it, and she brought up the sisters, and I went to talk to her about it, and she had blocked me. And I knew her for 15 years. We worked at 2 different jobs together, and so that hurt. I cried. Yeah, there have been tears shed on this, but not today. After Jamie and I had a really great talk yesterday, and I went and had a margarita, I woke up today feeling mentally good about everything. I know who I am. I know what I believe. And this is the last conversation I want to have about my ex. It's the last conversation I want to have about her, or about our relationship, or any of that. I mean, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer. if it's about me, especially, something that I've done or I believe or has happened to me, my DMs are open. I can't always talk about other people. Um, yeah, everybody does. I can't always, um, like I don't want to talk about their kid. I'm not going to discuss anything about their kid. Kids are off limits. Sorry, it's just how I feel. Um, and but the person who is saying things, who's threatened me, and has called me a Nazi, and is probably as we speak trying to rally people to harm me. And I'm still waiting for the door to knock and have the FBI here. But we are looking at some legal recourse on that because I need to be protected, and so I will do my best to stay safe, and yeah, just keep my name out of your mouth. I mean, it's like this is done. If you are still friends with them, either my ex or his wife or anybody, that's cool. Like, I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to tell you who to be friends with, but I don't want screenshots. Whatever they say from here on out is not my business. I don't care. I just don't want to know them anymore. I don't want to know about them. So, unless I'm in danger or somebody I love is in danger, um, I really, there's so many people, more people than I expected to be on this live, and so I haven't called you all out, and because it has been kind of a lot to say, and I'm just spitting all this emotion out at you. I'm sorry. I haven't acknowledged you all, but I have seen your names come up, and I really, really appreciate any time that you are taking with this. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but if there is an occasion where you feel that I'm in danger, or if there's information that I should be giving to the authorities along with what I already have, I've screenshot everything. Trust me. And if you want to see some of the screenshots, like say of the tweet where I was asking for donations for their child, I'll give you that screenshot. Or if you want to see the screenshot of, her saying these things about you, I will just block out her name. And so, and picture, I hope I hope that you will respect that I would do that, because, I'm not trying to be so redactful, but like I said, my intention is not to hurt them, and I just want to move on. So, if you have any questions, is anybody still in lockdown? I've got lockdown hair still. Sorry about it, but I did put eyeshadow and lipstick on for you. So, yeah, that's really it. And so now I'm just trying to use this now that I have got this off my shoulders and been truthful about what I went through, I actually feel like lighter a little bit. So I'm going to use this as a catalyst to change some things, and hopefully I can get my life back. So thank you, Jamie, for coming in. I love you, and I love you all so much. Oh, wait. Richard's got a question. Oh, boy. Oh. Watch out. Richard's got a question. It could be a doozy. What am I having for dinner? I have some rotisserie chicken. I'm not really hungry, but maybe some rotisserie chicken that I bought at Sam's Club. I know I went to Sam's Club yesterday. I hadn't been since I lived here for sure. I don't know when last time I went to Costco, so I felt a little guilty, but damn, man, I got like 2 weeks worth of canned cat food for like $23. So I was really happy. And a big flat of Bing cherries for like $5. So don't hate me for going to the terrible Walton family. There's not a Costco here. So I do have a rotisserie chicken, and I might munch on that a little bit. What are y'all having for dinner? I do. I feel so much better. Thank you guys so much for listening and spending some time and letting me tell my truth. And I guess I should get ready for my FBI visit. I love you all so much. And Mr. Merlin is here. Here's his tail. So y'all have a great night. Okay. I love you and rock on.